In this lesson, we're going to be discussing the two primary human needs that you're going to be using to develop your leaders. So let me give you a couple of examples of how I use significance and recognition and contribution within my organization. With all my employees and every single day, whenever I see them do something good, for example, I see them go the extra mile, I see someone working on a Saturday, I constantly give them praise. So if I see, let's say, my assistant working on a Saturday, I say, Dan Ray, thank you. I really appreciate that you're taking the time out of your schedule to help us achieve our goals. Another common example that I use throughout my organization and on my daily basis when I'm dealing with my team members is simple things like keep up the good work. I appreciate you putting in the extra hours. I appreciate you, working a Saturday or a Sunday. These small things go a long way. Why? Because it shows your team that you care. I've seen countless other entrepreneurs go in Zoom meetings and they're constantly talking negative to their team members. I'm surprised that their team members even stick around after they're so negative. So you want to make sure that your team feels like you actually care for them. If they don't feel like you care for them, they're not going to want to go that extra mile for you. They're only going to give you the bare minimum results, and they're not going to give you any feedback because they're going to feel scared that you're going to shit on them. So contribution is extremely important for your team members to feel, so they feel like they're working towards a bigger cause and not only just a solo mission. So in the prime example of Capital Club, everyone here is working towards changing lives. We all have a collective goal, and that's our collective vision. And that's why contribution is essential for communicating when you guys are trying to develop leaders within your organization and when you guys are trying to develop a proper company culture. And finally, the most important reason, in my opinion, why it's important to show significance and contribution to your team members is because you create a company culture where people are open to give suggestions. So for me, I'm constantly asking every single one of my team members that I interact with, do you feel any ways that you can improve our processes? Do you feel any ways that you can improve our business? And if you create a company culture where you're constantly talking down on your employees, talking crap to them, they're going to feel very timid. They're going to feel like they can't give you any recommendations, and they're not going to be open to give you suggestions. Your employees and your team members are the ones on the ground, so they have better eyes and a better perspective of what's going on in the business. So they're going to be the ones that are going to give you the best feedback because they're interacting with customers. They're interacting with the processes. If you guys have broken links in your processes or your systems, they're going to be the ones to give you that feedback. It's very important that you create that company culture where people have the ability to give you feedback and they're not going to get shit on.